Alright, hey YouTube. So today we're going to be doing a essentially a tune-up on a 96 Jeep Cherokee. We're going to be doing distributor cap, rotor, wires, or spark plug wires, plugs, and PCV valve right there. It's not really a PCV valve on this one, it's just like a restricted orifice, but anyway, yep, so we're going to be doing all that. I'll set you up here and we'll get cranking. Show you what you're gonna need. I got all my parts and stuff laid out here. So I got new wires, got a new cap, distributor cap, all new contacts in there and everything. Wasn't sure which rotor I had when I was at the store, so I just got both of them. I'll just bring whichever one I don't use back. Apparently there's different rotors for each type of distributor. Got all new iridium tip spark plugs, PCV valve. You're gonna need a Phillips screwdriver, probably a flathead screwdriver to pull this grommet out of the valve cover for the PCV. You're gonna need a ratchet, like a 6-inch extension, and then I think the back cylinders are probably gonna need a little wobbly attachment here, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I'll set you up and we'll get started. You ready, Eric?
Hi.
Alright. Okay, so first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take the spark plug wires off. The cylinder arrangements for this is pretty easy. It's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 straight back, starting from the front, and then you can see the firing order. So I mean, you can mark all this stuff you want, but your firing order is written right here on the manifold. So you got 1, 5, 3, 6, 2, 4. So if you look at your distributor, so that means it's gonna go, this is your number 1 wire here, so it's gonna go 1, 5, 6, 3, 4 all the way around like that. So it goes in a row, so really you can't really mess it up. But yeah, so I'm gonna get these plugs off. To get these off, you just pull on it pretty tight. I'm putting new ones on, so I don't really mind if they break, but sometimes you really gotta pull them off pretty hard. So 1, 2. Actually, it looks like these have been changed recently-ish, maybe? I don't know. I just got this, so I'm just trying to make sure it's. Oh man, that's tight. Make it sure it's good. This one back here is gonna be fun to get the spark plug out. And last one. Alright, so now I got that off. I did a little movie magic and got this free here. Well, pretty free. Let me take it off here. Cool, and then your rotor just pops off. Coil wire. So this hasn't been changed that recently. The rotor's a little crummy in there, so let's get on doing it then. So you can see there you go. Here's the old one, bud. And I think, let me pull the rotor off. And we'll see which style we have to get your, this is your rotor here. To get that off, you just pull up. And we'll match the style here. It's gonna be this guy, so I don't know which style this one is, but we'll go with this one. Throw that on there. Oh, and you can see the, show you the difference. So that's the new one. You can see the contact is nice and shiny, clean. This one, it's got that, got a bunch of carbon on it, and you can see where it's actually been making like the firing, the arc has been going through the coil there. So new one will fix that, and then they get so dirty because that little center contact here. Oh yeah, that was like, there's no spring on that. That should be pretty spring loaded, and that one's not doing anything at all. So you can see this one, much beefier contact, and it's pretty nice. So this one will be much better. All right. So first thing, we'll put the rotor on. Don't forget that, because if you put the cap on, everything will look good, but it will not run. And you got a little notch right here. You got a little notch in there. You just line it up. And so this is your cam position sensor right here as well. I don't have any issues, so I'm not going to change it, but if you're going to change it, this is exactly how you do it. You just pull it off and plug it in and put a new one on. These are real easy. So next, let's see. I think I'm going to put the cap on so I don't get trash in there while I'm trying to take the plugs out. Yeah, we'll put the cap on first. And the new cap has a 1 on it. That's where you put the #1 plug wire. So, and I remember that the #1 plug wire was about the direction that the rotor's facing right now, actually. So #1 will go like this. Cool. Grab my screwdriver. You got my screwdriver, little guy? And this is just plastic, so there's no real need to go super tight. Just tight enough for it to get on there and not rattle around. So. If it's too loose, you can always go back and tighten it a little bit, but if you go too tight, you break it. Cool. So next I'll get these spark plugs out. Let's see how those look. So the new ones are 5/8. So, alright, sorry, my camera died at some point, so I gotta talk it again here. So you can see my helper has helped organize the tool bench. But a little movie magic. I just went through and oops, dropped the socket. I just went through and took all these and just loosened them all up so I can pull them all out. I like to lay the spark plugs out so I can see what they actually look like, and I can look at each cylinder, see how they look. But you don't need the 90-degree attachment for this kind of stuff, but the back one you did. And all of these were super tight, which was really weird. So this is #2 cylinder, so it's not terrible, but there's like almost no yeah, it's pretty worn, but not bad. It's running good. So that's 2. Set them on the floor here. I just like to see. This one was kind of tricky because there's the coolant hose here. This is number 1. So that one's burnt and kind of gross looking. So we'll just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I ordered a new camera because I'm kind of tired of holding the phone like this. My last video I did, for whatever reason, rotated the camera weird. I'm sorry, I apologize if you guys noticed that. I don't know why I did it because I'm holding it the same way I'm holding it now. Hopefully it doesn't do it again. Holding it sideways. But anyway, I ordered a camera so I won't have to worry about that anymore. So, I'll be here Monday. Alright, so that's number 3. Pretty good, but you can see that gap there is pretty big. So I'm willing to bet that that the gap is off. I think it's supposed to be 0.035. It says it on the sticker over there, but I'll check real quick. But I bought iridium plugs, so I won't need to gap them. You don't gap iridium plugs because they come pre-gapped for number 1, but number 2, you run the risk of breaking the little diode or whatever you want to call it in there. Contact point. I don't know, what's it called? So again, this is just another maintenance that's not super difficult. You can definitely do it on your own. So same thing. It's real burnt. So that's okay. They're all about the same, so I don't really care about the order, and I'm replacing them. So the back one was super tight. I was worried I was going to break it. So you should always put some of the copper anti-seize on here. Yeah, almost all these are almost completely burnt out. I'm surprised this thing was running as good as it was, honestly. I just cleaned the fuel injectors today. I didn't video that. If anybody would like to see how you do that, instead of having to replace injectors, you can always give it the old cleaning try first. I'm gonna do it for my Honda probably next week, and I'll post that video. But these ones weren't too bad. Someone's been there before because someone broke a couple of the clips on the fuel injectors. Either that or they just got brittle and broke off. Not sure. So again, that one's pretty burnt. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cool. So that's how you take out the spark plugs. I'll go put them back in. You could go around and clean up all the surfaces if you want. But I usually think that just does more harm than good, because then you're giving the opportunity to shove stuff in there. So just grab your plugs. So these are iridium tips, so you don't have to gap those. So if you try to stick a feeler gauge in there and try to grab it, you'll probably break that tip right off. So these come pre-gapped. The iridium tips have a different gap spec than the copper, so that's why these are a little different. But you can see your gap is over here. So spark plugs 0.35 gap. So that's what it was. I'll guarantee those other spark plugs were bigger than that. So just go through, put these in. Also try really hard not to drop these because you will break them. I like to just set them in there and then go around and snug them up. I should have one more. He's out here. Mm-hmm. And 6. It's gonna be a fun one. Anyway, I'm gonna cut it right here and then tighten those up. It's kind of a two-handed thing, and I'll show you how to do the wires. Alright, so got the plugs in, all torqued to what the box says. So now what I like to do is I like to take the old rotor, the old cap, and I like to keep all the plugs still on here so you can see how they're all oriented differently here. But that makes putting them onto all the hangers and everything better. So I like to just keep them how they are there because it looked nice how I took it off, so I left them on there. See, there's a little 1 on there. I don't know. There's a 1 on there, so that way you can keep it oriented the correct way. So I'll just keep this here just so I can kind of see how this start. And then you want to measure them out because these aren't marked and they're all different lengths. So that one could be that one. So that one's a long one. There you go. That looks like it right there. So we'll call this 1. The 1, and then on this 1 went on the outside of everything. So let's go 1. And you just push down till they click. And they sell like boot grease and all this stuff for this, but that's alright. And I'm just going to put it in the wire hanger because I'm going to commit that that's the correct one. I'm just going to go as I put them in these hangers as I go. Keeps everything looking nice and keeps everything away from your block and everything so your wires don't melt. So cool. And then so 1, we'll go to this one. This was a short one. That one. So, and then you just refer to your firing order of it. So next one after 1 is 5. So next one after 1, and then 5 goes this one. And so this will work if you accidentally pull your wires off and don't label anything, and you don't know where anything goes. This is how you would do it. This is how I do it, just to make sure everything's correct. Click. Well, okay, there we go. So all the wires are back in their hangers mostly, but there was a couple that weren't the same length as this, so I couldn't use the hangers. Either that or I just did it wrong, but either way, they're all connected good. You just kind of go back through and make sure you got a click on all of them. Make sure they're all clicked in. Oops, see, that one wasn't clicked. And that'll just ensure that everything's good. And then make sure you put your coil wire back. Coil wire is always the middle one, and then you always make sure it goes the whole rotation. So yep, so that is that. I'm gonna do the PCV, and for that you need, should probably make all these different videos, but that's okay. So I got the new PCV and then a new grommet, and then that's about it. I'm gonna do a fuel filter today also, but that'll be a different video. Take a break for a second and then do another video. So this is this guy. You just want to make sure you got the right size. That looks about right. So first things first, I'm gonna try to get this hose off. It's probably on there really good. Just kind of work it off. You got to overcome the little ridge there. So just work it off. Try not to break anything or bust a knuckle. That's the trick. So okay, so that's off now. And to get that off, I'm assuming that's gonna be a real tight fit. Yeah, because you got another ridge here. So that'll be fun. So that's why I brought the screwdriver or prying tool or whatever you got. Probably pop this off. Oh, good. Just super brittle. Yikes. Wow, it's in there. Get a better prying tool, I guess. Actually, what I could do is I could cut the rubber and pull it out, probably. I'll give this a try. It's probably a better way to do it, but I'm just gonna do this and give it a shot. Wow. I have a feeling this has not been changed. Alright, so that took forever. This thing was just completely dry rot and just stuck in there and super brittle, so it broke a bunch. Nothing fell in. What I ended up doing was I didn't intentionally break all this off, but it did break off. What helped though was I cut the rubber from the actual grommet, and then after I cut the rubber it gave me a little more wiggle room, but then it actually broke off and fell in, and I was able to take just a Herky Allen wrench, shove it in and just kind of pry it out. So it worked good. So if it doesn't come out easy, just break it off and stick an Allen wrench in there and pry it out. So alright, putting the new one in is going to be way easier because you just put a grommet in and then shove that in the grommet. I'm going to clean that up. From the looks of it, it looks pretty nasty in there. So I already have a valve cover gasket, so I'll probably do that in a couple days whenever I get time. So yep, but yep, that's all you got to do for this. I'm going to put that on and start it up and we'll be good. Alright, so that PCV was a real pain. That thing is tight. just so you know. That took longer than the whole spark plugs and rotor and everything all together. So, fired right up. Seems to have smoothed out a little bit from doing that. So today I did the rotor, the cap, the spark plug wires, and the PCV valve. And I didn't video the fuel injector cleaner, but I do have, I'll show you the kit. So it's pretty cool. Where's that? It's part of it. I did it a while ago. Probably put it back here. Oh, here we go. So this kit is pretty awesome. I customized the button, but anyway, what happens is you hook this up to your battery, and then you hook this up to your injector. Like you pull the injector, and then from there you hook this up to your injector. You hook this up to the nozzle where the fuel goes in on your injector. You plug this into your can here, like that. So now you have actual cleaner flowing through your fuel injector. And then you spray it, and then at the same time you press the button here, and it actuates your injector and allows you to spray fluid or cleaning fluid through your injector, cleaning up the whole passageway. I think that works a lot better than the stuff you put in your tank, just because it's going directly to the injector. It doesn't have to flow through your entire system. But yeah, so I'm gonna do a fuel filter tomorrow, and then I'm also gonna do the throttle body cleaning with all the sensors on there. I want to get rid of this. It takes up a lot of space, so I don't know if I'm just going to do one of those little filters here, or if I'm just going to go full on snorkel with it and put it up there somewhere. So we'll see where the road takes us. But anyway, thanks for watching today. This is just general service for this thing. Like I said, sorry I should have put it in multiple videos, but I didn't. Okay,